The Carolina Panthers just made a sneakily huge signing with their acquisition of free agent linebacker Deion Jones, who comes to the team with a ton of experience and who will most certainly bring a veteran presence to an otherwise young locker room. But with that being the case, the question has to be asked, if he's going to be an impactful player, whose snaps will be impacted? So in this video, I am going to answer that question and many more, and we're going to get into all of those things right after this.
From the foe, you dig?
Welcome to The Way I See It with Jamario Rashad. This is a Carolina Panthers fan channel. Please do me a favor by hitting the like button, and please make sure you subscribe as I am on my road to 3K. I would officially like to thank everybody that has liked and subscribed up to this point to help me make it to my goal of 2,000 subscribers. You have been nothing short of amazing. I cannot express my gratitude to you all enough. But with that being the case, I am going to go ahead and move into the rest of the video with you all knowing how much I appreciate each and every one of your interactions. So my Carolina Panthers signed Deion Jones. Deion Jones is a second round pick, 52nd overall in the 2016 draft from LSU, who went to the Dirty Birds, the Atlanta Falcons. Now, over his career, Deion Jones has been nothing short of an absolute dog if you watched him closely. In his 7 years in the NFL, he has 6 seasons with 100 plus tackles. He has 11 sacks, but this is what truly jumps off of the stat sheet each and every time you look at a Deion Jones game is his impact in the pass game. He has 12 total interceptions in his career, but this is the kicker. Of those 12 interceptions, 5 of those have been returned for pick sixes, impacting the game not only in getting a turnover but putting points on the board as well. And the value of that cannot be expressed like solely through me in these words right now, because if a team has somebody that is able to impact and flip the game that much, where an offensive play can go back for a defensive touchdown just like that at the ability or at the behest of the talents of a player like Deion Jones, you have to tip your hat to somebody that has those type of capabilities, because man, that is a player you would love to have, man. But with that being the case and having all of those interceptions, what proves that he's also around the ball or ball hawking just as much is throughout his 7 seasons, he has 47 pass deflections, and he also made the Pro Bowl back in 2017, which is what many people would consider to be his best season so far. But with that being the case, now that you have a understanding of just what type of guy Deion Jones is and who he is, what he will be bringing to the team, I would like to provide you with my reactions to this overall signing. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the intro, the first thing that jumps off to me, or that I thought of, is the fact that this signing brings yet another needed veteran presence to a young defense who has the oldest player only being about 29 years old, who is still, kind of older than this guy, but still you need more veterans, more older players that have been there, done that, and can speak to the younger players that are still coming up, that are still progressing, and they can walk with them on their journey and express to them what they need to do, help them in the locker room, help them with their preparation, help them with their game, help them with their game-to-game issues. All of those things are completely invaluable, as well as his ability to still perform on the field. His veteran leadership, as well as the experience that he brings, is going to be great for the Carolina Panthers, and I cannot wait to see exactly how that will pan out. Now, how exactly did he get to the team? This is just speculation on my part. I have no reason to believe this other than trying to connect the dots. How did he find his way to the Carolina Panthers? I would assume that a few of his college teammates who were prominent parts of this roster as it stands right now may have had a bit to do with that, be it wide receiver DJ Chark and cornerback Dante Jackson, who both played with Deion Jones throughout his time, or for at least a year or two at LSU. They may have gotten in his ear and told him, come down to camp, it's great down here, we can attest to it. And that may have been how he's gotten here. We have 2 standout LSU guys, why not bring in a third one? But the thing, now that we're moving past all of the potential sentimental things, is I want to acknowledge that as much as I am praising Deion Jones and his ability to make an impact in pass coverage, that does not excuse nor justify the Carolina Panthers or Scott Fitterer's inaction when it comes to shoring up the DB room, or more specifically adding cornerback depth. Although in my previous videos I have made the case that yes, we do need a pass rusher more so than we do need a cornerback, going out and prioritizing a guy like this shows me that we are active in looking out and canvassing the market and seeing what's out there. But just because a linebacker is impactful in the pass coverage game, that does not excuse you for not getting a cornerback that is needed just as much. Now, on the flip side of that, with the team flipping to a 3-4, a coverage linebacker is super, super helpful, and it cannot be like, what am I trying to say? There is a premium on a linebacker who can not only be a sure tackler, but with there being such an influx of extra linebackers and safeties and the moving parts and various things that happen in this hybrid 3-4 system, having a linebacker that can not only provide pressure on the quarterback, get tackles, but be a coverage guy as well, potentially guard your tight end or a slot guy when called upon, that is going to be something that is going to be utilized greatly in this system. So just because I'm saying this does not excuse not having a cornerback, on the flip side of that, I do believe this is a tremendous addition to the pass coverage game of the defense, because you see just how impactful Deion Jones is and how impactful he has been in the past. I believe he can bring similar capabilities to this defense as it stands. This move does nothing for the pass rush. I do not want anybody to mistake Deion Jones being an outside linebacker, us running the 3-4. None of that matters. Deion Jones is not in any way, shape, or form a pass rusher. He is a more traditional linebacker. He blitzes, but he is not the most effective blitzer, having only 11 career sacks in 7 years is less than, that's less than 2 sacks per year. So that is not where he's been utilized. So I can't see him or even imagine him bringing too much value in that aspect to this defense. But what it does do is allow for Frankie Louvu to attack the pass rush a little bit more often when you have when you have another linebacker that can stay back in that mid-range area of the front seven behind the defensive line. We can send Frankie Louvu on more blitzes, or just use him as a more traditional pass rusher, in the sense now that we have somebody that is able to do the type of things that we've gotten or that we got out of Frankie Louvu last year, in terms of being a tackle machine, a sure tackler, a tackle for loss guy, a stuff machine, like a person that does those things. Deion Jones brings that plus more, so that means that we can slide Frankie Louvu in as more so as a pass rusher than he was last year, even though he wasn't utilized primarily there and he got 7 sacks. We could see that increase even more so this year with the addition of Deion Jones. But staying on the Frankie Louvu point, this is just pure speculation, pure shot in the dark. We won't see for a while. This is just, might be me talking out my ass, but it is what it is. I think this signing of Deion Jones, although it's only for 1 year, when it was announced, I was very interested in hearing whether it was for one or multiple years. Why? I believe this signing could be a preemptive move for Scott Fitterer, preparing for Frankie Louvu to play his way into a contract that the Carolina Panthers cannot support under the current cap. I think Frankie Louvu had a career year last year, and had it been a contract year for him, then we may not have been able to withhold his services after what he did last year. I think he is a even more natural fit for this 3-4 system, and he could potentially have an even better year. But if that's the case, I don't believe with paying Brian Burns this year, having to pay Derek Brown, having to pay J.C. Horn, all of these guys coming up in the next few years, I don't know if Scott Fitterer and the higher-ups would be willing to pay top dollar to retain Frankie Louvu. So if Deion Jones can ingratiate himself as a impactful part in this defense, I believe he could potentially re-sign and replace Frankie Louvu, which I don't want, which I'm not wishing for in any way, shape, or form. I just think it could potentially happen, so it's something to watch out for. I think this could just be a preemptive move to watch out for a Frankie Louvu breakout that could unfortunately lead for him playing in another jersey, man. But those are my thoughts on the acquisition of Deion Jones, man. What do you all think about this signing? Do you think it's something, nothing, everything, literally not shit? Like whatever you all think, man, leave your comments down in the comment section and I will be sure to chop it up with you down there. And as I mentioned earlier, thank each and every single one of you for liking, subscribing, interacting, all of these things. You have helped my channel grow. I have over 2,000 subscribers while uploading videos for less than a year. That is just amazing, and I couldn't have done it without y'all. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for every new one, every new like, every new subscription, every new comment. All of it helps me, and I truly appreciate it. So until next time, I am Jamario Rashad. Sincerely, this is the way I see it, and I'm out. Peace.